So we're getting sick of superheroes.
Well, I don't know. That's a lot of movies. You just mentioned a large number of them over the past just year or two. And there could be a little burnout. But then again, when you look at how well Avengers Age of Ultron performed, it's over $1 billion in box office now. You have to say, even though the reviews may not be as good for some of the latest iterations of some of these franchises, audiences are still lining up around the world for these films. But there could be a burnout factor at some point. No question about it. That's a lot of films from the same genre.
Yeah, I mean, even Robert Downey Jr. has been saying that some of these movies, these superhero movies, are getting a little bit old.
Well, you know, I think the audience, with the success of Jurassic World, which was not a superhero movie, and while it was, you know, part of a well-known franchise, it felt absolutely fresh because there were no superheroes in that movie. Maybe the dinosaurs were the superheroes, but I think that's why that movie did so well. People have been getting so many superheroes, they've been getting a bit superheroed out in a way, and so Jurassic World felt absolutely fresh. And I think that's important going forward, that you have to keep these ideas fresh. If you look at Ant-Man, which is coming out next week, that movie doesn't feel specifically like a superhero movie. It's grounded in some sort of reality in the modern world. It's not in some fantastical outer space universe. And so that feels like a bit of a departure. Has a lot of comedic elements. Paul Rudd was a writer on the screenplay. Michael Pena is very funny in the movie. I think there's a lot going for that one because it feels different than your typical superhero movie.
Well, yeah, and also, Paul, do superheroes necessarily, as a brand, each one as an individual brand, have to come from a comic background for them to be really viable and be recognized as being superheroes?
Yeah, you have to talk to the guys and ladies at Comic-Con who are very steadfast in their belief that the mythology of these characters has to be brought front and center, and that to make up some sort of new superhero would be a really tough you'd get in a lot of trouble with the true fans. And there are so many smaller characters, and literally with Ant-Man, a very small character, that people don't really know that well, so they feel fresh. But I think the way that these movies are created has to feel fresh. The dialogue has to be snappy. You have to have situations that are relatable, even though they're set in these fantastical worlds and universes. But at the end of the day, if they are categorized as superhero, there's always going to be a baggage that goes along with that. Now, with Marvel having earned collectively, with all its movies since 1998, in the movie theaters alone, $17 billion worldwide, our Rentrak analytics show that this is a very popular genre of film. But you got to keep it fresh. You got to keep it current. You got to stay true to what the Comic-Con aficionados, the fanboys and fangirls are expecting from these films. And if you do that, you can continue to have hits. They just have to be good movies at the end of the day.